Your mentality is keeping you single. And I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video. I posted a video recently on TikTok talking about the characteristics that men, successful, competent, emotionally available men who use matchmaking services. That's the context of the video. I mentioned how there are certain characteristics that these sort of men look for in a woman that they end up making their wife. And so much of what I said was completely taken out of context, and I received so much criticism for the video, and that doesn't affect me. Like, I don't care because I know the truth. I know what these kind of men want in a woman, but to see hundreds of women say, men don't want peace. Peace is when a woman just obeys the man, when a woman submits. And I could tell there's so much animosity coming from the women that are commenting. They have this belief that if a man says that they want peace, that they just want a woman to just listen to everything they say. That is not true at all. So in this video, I want to tell you what peace really looks like when a man says they want peace and how so many women are completely misunderstanding what that word means, and therefore they're putting themselves in a really tough situation and stopping the kind of men that they want from actually coming to them. If you don't know me, my name is Aaron. I work at a matchmaking company. So I have a very clear understanding of what successful, high value men look for in a woman. And my goal with this YouTube channel and all my content is to help you become the kind of woman that is proud of herself, has accomplishments, feels good, feels at peace with herself, is living authentically, and attracts a healthy, loving relationship. So, peace. When men say that they want peace, what does that mean? It does not mean that a man wants a woman that just listens to everything he says. Oh, shirt's a little bit wrinkly right now, even though I steamed it. It doesn't mean that a man wants a woman who, you know, doesn't have a backbone. It doesn't mean that. Even though all those comments are revealing that a lot of women believe that that's what peace means for men, that's not what it means. Peace is literally the opposite of how these women were acting in the comments. When you read the comments, I can just feel that these women are not at peace. I'm going to be single forever. Who cares what men think? And it's just so sad because a man that has options, a man that could be with anybody, right? Think a CEO, think a millionaire, think a attractive, healthy, wealthy man. Why would he ever choose? Why would he ever willingly want to be with a woman that feels dis-ease, that feels a lack of peace in her own life, is criticizing the world, is angry at the world? That's the opposite of peace. Peace is a woman that speaks her mind, that knows her truth, that knows her value, that works at becoming a better, more competent version of herself, that is a good listener, that doesn't take feedback and get so aggressive about it, but is completely real with herself. If you're a woman that gets uncomfortable when a man gives advice, right? Like a lot of women that watch my content, they get frustrated, they get pissed. Like, who is this guy? Why does he think he can help me? Why doesn't he go and speak to men? And all these other points that they have. You're missing the point. I can tell who's at peace by the way that people replied to my videos. I'm not saying all of what I said should be taken as gospel and you should be always commenting positive things. I like when people challenge me, but there's a way to challenge somebody. My girlfriend, for example, she challenges a lot of the things that I say and do, but in a calm way, in a relaxed way, in a jokey manner. She she tries to find the chink in my armor, and it's up to me to be able to clearly express myself. But she's not just like, "Oh, that's dumb. Oh, you're a man, you don't know." Because everybody wants to be understood, everybody wants to feel respected and appreciated. So as soon as you as a woman do that and say that, nobody cares what a man thinks, you're just saying to the world, I'm not even gonna listen to what you think, therefore I don't care about your opinion of me, therefore I don't care if you like me or you want to date me. I'm okay with being single for my whole life. That's what you're saying. So stop saying that. Instead, try to relax, try to take a deep breath and find the purpose, find the truth in what people are saying. If you're so easily offended, then you're not at peace. And if you're not at peace, then the man that you want, I can almost guarantee that the man that you specifically want in the world will not want to be with you because he wants peace. He wants a woman that comes home and even though if she had a stressful day, she says, "Babe, I had a stressful day. If I feel a little bit rude or uneasy, sorry, like it's not on you. It's actually just because the day was crazy." That's a woman that's at peace. Even if she's sad or upset, she's able to articulate herself to the degree that the man doesn't feel like it's a personal attack on him. A woman who's at peace takes care of her peace. A woman who's at peace has a routine to keep herself peaceful. You don't just magically become a person that's at peace. You have habits. The reason I'm at peace is because I wake up in the morning, I have a slow morning, I go to the gym, I eat good foods, I don't eat a ton of processed sugars that make my emotions go up and down. I take deep breaths, I relax, I keep my nervous system safe, and all of these things are available to you. All of them. The question is, how badly do you want to be at peace? How important is it for you to feel relaxed, feel calm, feel safe, feel secure? It's not another person's responsibility. It's your responsibility. And that's the 50%, 50-50. The 50-50 is I'm at peace. I feel good about myself. I make myself as attractive as possible. I become a clear communicator. I make myself available. And then when I meet another woman that's in the same position, we become a happy couple, a healthy couple. But now imagine the opposite. Imagine you're not at peace. You wake up, you go on your phone, you check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you're stressed now. You see all the bad things going on in the news, and you're like, shit. After an hour, you you snooze your alarm again. Eventually, you wake up, you go right to the kitchen, and you get some sugary snacks. So now that elevates your cortisol and your insulin, and now your emotions are up and down. And now you spend the next 3 hours on your phone and now you go to work and you're late, so you're stressed again. You see what I'm saying? You put yourself in a very stressful position, and that inevitably will lead to an uneasy existence. And so now imagine you have a date that night and you're in the same position. You have your sugary foods, you go to work and you're late, so your boss says, "Why are you late again?" It's been the third time in a row. Now you're more stressed. Now you're behind on your work stuff. You're behind on deadlines. You're stressed the whole day. It's a low level anxiety that your body registers as danger. Your nervous system literally feels like you're in danger. And over time, this will change the way you look. This will change the way your skin looks. This will change your heart rate. This will change your immune system. So you might be sick all the time. And now imagine you have a date. Finally, the kind of guy that you find attractive matched you on Hinge, and now you have a date. But then that guy, something happened in his life and he messages you and he's like, "Hey, can we reschedule?" And you're like, "Oh, this always happens to me. There are no good men out there. Everybody's a flop." You kind of catch my drift? Eventually, let's say that same guy proposes a new time and you have a stressful day again. And by the end of the date, you're stressed. You're like a 6 out of 10 stress. You think you're just going to go back down to zero? No, your habits keep you at zero or 1 or 2 out of 10 stress levels. Your habits and who you become in the process of the habits and the routines that you have make you a stress free sort of person, a person that has peace. So when a guy goes on a date with a woman who's not in a level of peace and who is stressed, eventually he will feel that. He could probably feel that in a second because you think you can pause that feeling. You think you can not be stressed. You think you can be like, all right, I've been stressed this whole month, 2 months, but on this date, I'm going to be calm. It doesn't work like that, brother or sister. You go on the date and immediately the limbic resonance, that nervous system reading, because your nervous system is smarter than your mind is. you will be around a person and you feel unease. And you can't explain what that unease is. So that man might be on the other side hoping to find his dream woman. But even though you have the potential of being her, you're not her now. Because what you're actually doing is you're bringing him all the stress. You're bringing him a lack of peace. And he feels that. And he knows deep down that's not what he wants in a partner. Because if all the men that I speak to at the matchmaking company I work with say the same thing in different words, I want a woman who's good, who enjoys her life, who's passionate about something, who's creative, who's grounded, who's peaceful. It all means the same thing. She's calm, she's relaxed, she's comfortable with her own self and her world. She controls the peace inside of her so that when you end up meeting the man, he can take a deep breath instead of having to manage now your emotions along with his emotions and the situation of the environment. And he has to pay the tab and he has to do everything, but you can't even bring peace. Of course, he doesn't want to be with you. Of course, you're single. You see what I'm saying? And this is my tough love. I say this out of love because it's the truth. Nobody else is talking about this. Everybody else is just saying, get in better shape. It's not only about what shape you're in, that gets you in the door. But what keeps you in the house and what keeps building the home is your sense of calm and peace. And that's your responsibility. It's not anybody else's responsibility. What I do with my clients is give them that peace by finding out what is that aligned version of your life. What does it look like for you to live a calm, relaxed life that eventually leads to you feeling so much peace, looking so good, feeling so good without any pressure, without any expectations, surrendering to the world. Because if you can surrender to your own world and to your own good habits and good routines, eventually when you meet the right man, he's going to be able to help you surrender into yourself and into the relationship as well. But I cannot help you surrender unless you want to do it first. I hope I'm making sense here. This will probably go above a lot of people's heads, but if this was meant for you, then it will hit you. And you might not even get this now, you might get it in a month or two. But what I recommend is a few basic principles. Love yourself, treat yourself well, don't talk poorly of yourself, do not say things that you're not going to do, do not talk poorly about yourself or your experience with something like dating. Stop saying stuff like, dating sucks. In my city, there's no good men. All that bullshit. Why do you believe in that so much? If you believe in that with full conviction, it's going to keep coming true. So think about the version of you that has the life that she wants and ask yourself, what are the beliefs that she has and how can I adopt those beliefs? The version of you that gets on a lot of dates, that has a lot of masculine male interest, that gets courted, that has all of those good things. How does she see dating? She probably sees dating as easy. She probably sees dating as fun. She probably sees herself having a lot of options. So start to adopt those things. It might feel weird at first, but once that becomes normal for you, and once you forget external expectations and you just focus on the internal, that's when manifestation occurs. Focusing on yourself, the internal self, how you see the world. If you want to join a community of women that think like this already, and you want me to help you get to your goals, I have a private community. It's called Always Attracting. We have calls on Wednesdays where I teach a topic or I have a guest speaker, and then we have a Q&A on Saturdays. If this video resonates with you, that community will definitely resonate with you. These are just some of the things that I talk about in the community, and I think you get a lot of value from it. So check it out. Link in the bio. There's 3 different tiers. I'd recommend the middle tier, but DM me any questions you have. You can DM me on Instagram. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, there's an application form below. Only apply if you're serious. Only apply if this resonates. And only apply if you're actually ready to live the life that you want to live. Okay, I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to find your husband, but I will guarantee you that you will feel like a completely different person. You will feel aligned. You will feel happy, content, peaceful. Inevitably, you will have other people men show interest in you way more than before. Either way, you can sign up for that one-on-one mentorship or the group community, or just keep watching my content because ultimately I'm doing this to help you. I'm doing this to help you win. I want more good people to be connected with each other, and I want more people to feel at peace with themselves because once I've once I got to a point where I was feeling at peace with myself, I realized it wasn't as hard as I initially thought it was. It's actually quite simple. And all you really have to do is surrender, is let go of all these ideas that don't serve you and just keep the ones that help you. Strong beliefs loosely held. Have a great day. Peace.